Ladies and gentlemen, the Balangay Dance Troupe and Rondalia. The 65th Ramon Magsaysay Awards presentation ceremonies are about to begin. Once again, our presentation ceremonies are about to begin. Thank you.
Six and a half decades ago, a year after the world lost an outstanding servant leader, renowned and deeply admired for humility and passion for justice, the first international award created to perpetuate his memory and example of integrity in public service was bestowed on 5 honorees from different Asian countries and 1 Philippine-based organization. Since then, the Ramon Magsaysay Award has come to be known as Asia's premier prize and highest honor, with no less than 344 recipients of this prestigious accolade thus far. To revisit the milestones of the Ramon Magsaysay Award is to glimpse the changing landscape of the challenges and conditions that we in Asia have had to contend with. More importantly, to look back at the history of the award is to realize that there has never been a time that we're lacking in exemplary individuals and organizations who had the brilliance, compassion, and incredible vision to offer successful solutions to some of the most challenging problems of human development. They have been our laureates for the last 65 years, and we are set to welcome more in the years to come. I invite you now to share the journey of the Ramon Magsaysay Award on its first 65 years, and to live in the hope that the greatness of spirit among Asia's servant leaders continue to blaze in the brilliant minds and selfless hearts of our people.
There is only one big city, Manila.
The Philippines, 1957. Inspiring life, transformative leadership, and greatness of spirit of President Ramon Magsaysay became the cornerstone for establishing the Ramon Magsaysay Award Foundation. With the concurrence of the Philippine government, the trustees of the Rockefeller Brothers Fund established the Ramon Magsaysay Award, Asia's premier prize and highest honor, to honor the memory of the late Asian leader. A year later, the foundation presented the first Ramon Magsaysay Awards to 5 outstanding individuals working in India, Indonesia, the Philippines, Taiwan, and Sri Lanka, and to 1 Philippine-based organization. From the initial 5 countries, the foundation has a bountiful harvest of transformative leaders, hailing from 22 different countries and territories in Asia. In 1967, a decade after its establishment, the foundation broke ground in what has become an icon of Manila's skyline, thus becoming an Asian landmark, the Ramon Magsaysay Center. The center has since served as the epicenter of greatness of spirit that permeates throughout Asia. 2 decades later, the Ramon Magsaysay Award would continue to bear the fruits of selfless service. The introduction of the Program for Asian Projects, funded by the Rockefeller Brothers, provided seed funding for the expansion and replication of some of the solutions created by the Magsaysay awardees. At the dawn of the new millennium, the foundation saw the rich potential of young people working in Asia. Supported by a grant from the Ford Foundation, a new award category, the Ramon Magsaysay Award for Emergent Leadership, was inaugurated. In celebration of its 50th year, the foundation spearheaded the Asian Forum, where Ramon Magsaysay awardees and other thought leaders gathered to reshape the discourse on some of the region's most pressing problems. 2009 marked the establishment of the Ramon Magsaysay Transformative Leadership Institute, further promoting avenues of interconnectivity and innovation among intergenerational leaders working in Asia. In 2021, the Foundation launched the RMTLI Next Gen Leadership Program, where a new breed of youth in Asia is given mentorship by the Ramon Magsaysay awardees, bringing together the innovation and tradition for a better future. Today, as the Ramon Magsaysay Award celebrates its 65th anniversary, we stand proudly in celebration of the infinite possibilities that lie ahead. As the community of Ramon Magsaysay awardees continues to grow, from the initial 6 to a robust 348 women, men, and organizations, the torch of transformative leadership burns brighter than ever in honor of those who have lit it, those who have carried it, and those for whom it burns. This is the Ramon Magsaysay Award, Asia's premier prize and highest honor, recognizing greatness of spirit shown in selfless service to the people of Asia.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the entry of colors. the Philippine National Anthem. Thank you. You may now take your seats. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 65th Ramon Magsaysay Awards presentation ceremonies. The chairman of the Ramon Magsaysay Award Foundation, Aurelio Luis Montinola III.
Fellow trustees of the Ramon Magsaysay Award Foundation, members of the Magsaysay family, our inspiring Ramon Magsaysay awardees and their respective families, members of the diplomatic corps, distinguished guests from all across Asia and around the world, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 65th Ramon Magsaysay Awards presentation ceremonies. Thank you for joining us in this milestone celebration of transformative leadership and selfless service in Asia. On Valentine's Day 1990, the spacecraft Voyager 1 began its departure from our planetary orbits towards the outskirts of the solar system. When it had breached 6.4 billion kilometers, it did something unusual. As suggested by American astronomer and scientist Carl Sagan, it turned to record one last look at its home planet. And this is the image it captured, showing Earth, a pale crescent delicately suspended on scattered sunbeams. It is a humbling portrait. Our planet, with its vast oceans, endlessly dry desert dunes, lush forests, ambitious skyscrapers, home to 5.3 billion members of the human race then, is but a tiny speck of light in the infinite expanse of this universe. This image, now widely known as the quote, "the pale blue dot," unquote, and the various musings it inspired, including a book by the same title by Dr. Sagan, have now and then resurfaced on the internet. Perhaps none is more popular than what Sagan himself wrote, quote, "The Earth is the only world known so far to harbor life. Like it or not, for the moment, the Earth is where we make our stand." To me, it underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to preserve and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we have ever known, unquote. The Ramon Magsaysay Award, Asia's premier prize and highest honor, is a celebration of the women, men, and organizations that have passionately and tirelessly worked on preserving and cherishing our planet and its inhabitants on all fronts. These are the transformative leaders who illuminate the darkness. They are the visionaries and pioneers who carry the torch in humanity's nature. They are the innovators who light up new paths that lead to our progress. They are the public servants, the activists, and the humanitarians who gather precious kindling and light the spark for peace and social justice. They are the scientists, doctors, and health practitioners whose hearts for healing are fully ablaze. They are the artists who ignite new fires by capturing with fresh eyes the complexities of the human condition. They are the Ramon Magsaysay awardees. This year, on the award's 65th anniversary, 4 new laureates join our illustrious community of torchbearers. From Bangladesh, Corvey Raksand. Through his organization, Jago Foundation, he is able to give access to quality education to more than 30,000 students. His programs have since expanded through Volunteer for Bangladesh, encouraging more than 50,000 Bangladeshi youths to participate in social development. If you ask him how he did it, Corvey will be the first to say, it's not him, it's the volunteers. But in truth, he was the flame of a single candle that in turn lit thousands of others. From the Philippines, Miriam Coronel-Ferrer. A pioneering Filipino peace negotiator, Coronel-Ferrer has devoted her life to the pursuit of peace, not just in her home country, but in many places of conflict around the world. She has tirelessly worked on ensuring that women's rights are protected during armed conflicts, has championed inclusivity during peace negotiations, and has advanced the role of women as agents of peace. Amidst the choppy waters of conflict resolution, Miriam Coronel-Ferrer is a lighthouse that guides us all ashore. From Timor-Leste, Eugenio Lemos. As founder and executive director of Permatil, Lemos is creating multiple avenues for Timor-Leste to be self-reliant in terms of access to healthy and nutritious food and safeguarding his country's natural environment. Ego Lemos is a signal fire. By passionately re-educating his countrymen in indigenous traditional methods, his fellow Timorese are assured of food on the table. By steadfastly promoting environmental protection, future generations will in turn be sustained by a clean and green planet. From India, Ravi Kanan R. As the director of Kashar Cancer Hospital and Research Center in Assam, India, Dr. Kanan is well aware that the key to inclusive healthcare is not, in fact, free services. Those only address one aspect of a complicated problem. More important is creating a people-centered ecosystem to address the needs of the patient, their families, the hospital staff, and the local community. He has proven the efficacy of his approach. In doing so, Ravi Kanan R makes Assam notable for more than tea. It also shines as a communal healing center for cancer patients. The works and lives of Corvey Raksand, Miriam Coronel-Ferrer, Eugenio Lemos, and Ravi Kanan R may be varied, but their common denominator is what the award celebrates: greatness of spirit. Our 2023 Ramon Magsaysay awardees join 344 past laureates, many of whom are here with us today, plus even more joining us via live stream, keeping the spirit and legacy of President Ramon Magsaysay alive. Today, we live in a stressful and troubled geopolitical world. May the pale blue dot of our 348 Magsaysay laureates shine through Asia and illuminate the world with greatness of spirit, role modeling examples on our 65th anniversary. Thank you all for celebrating the 65th Ramon Magsaysay Awards with us.
The members of the Board of Trustees will now read the citations for the 2023 Ramon Magsaysay awardees.
The 2023 Ramon Magsaysay Award for Emergent Leadership, Corvey Raksand. All will agree that, as a Greek philosopher once said, the foundation of every state is the education of its youth. Yet in most countries, governments do not invest in education enough, and problems of quality and access limit education's potential as a generator of healthy democratic societies.
In Bangladesh, education is critical in addressing widespread poverty, as well as fueling the country's economic advances made in recent years. This is the challenge that 38-year-old Corvey Raksand has taken up. He led a privileged, socially sheltered life, earned a law degree from the University of London, and seemed destined for a lucrative career in law or business. When he had a life-changing moment, exploring a country he had not quite seen up close, he came upon a group of children scavenging for scraps in a dump. He spent some time with them, and as he was walking away, a little girl approached him and asked him to take her home with him, since she had none. This shocked him and left him feeling so helpless and guilty. He soon made up his mind about what he wanted to do with his life. He convinced 6 friends to join him in a project to teach English to poor children so they would have a chance to get jobs in Dhaka's growing industries. With a rented room in the Dhaka slums, furnished with nothing but a carpet and a whiteboard, they taught their first set of 17 students. Thus began Jago Foundation, a nonprofit organization established in 2007 to address problems of access and quality in education for underprivileged children. It has since grown into one of the largest nonprofit organizations in its field in Bangladesh. It provides free of cost, government-recognized English language primary and secondary education through 11 traditional and online schools in 10 districts of Bangladesh. Students are provided free uniforms and school supplies, food, health checkups, and medicine. In its online schools in rural areas, teachers deliver lectures from Jago's Teacher Center in Dhaka using video conferencing technology. Trained on-site facilitators assist and monitor the students. Starting from that one classroom with 17 students, Jago now has 206 classrooms and has reached 30,000 students. Jago's programs have evolved into other issues, such as women's empowerment, children's rights, and climate change. A major initiative is Volunteer for Bangladesh program, established in 2011. It seeks to involve the youth in positive social change through capacity building and mobilization for social and humanitarian work. This has stoked such wide enthusiasm, it is now a movement of 50,000 youth leaders. The driving force behind all these is Corvey Raksand, whose fresh, bold leadership has enabled Jago to build a network of support and stir the spirit of volunteerism. Venturing outside his sheltered background, Raksand started his journey by saying to himself, "Wake up!" In the process, he has awakened others as well.
In electing Corvey Raksand to receive the 2023 Ramon Magsaysay Award for Emergent Leadership, the Board of Trustees recognizes his courage in turning away from a secure life to a more demanding one of working for the underprivileged. His visionary leadership in democratizing education and inspiring thousands of young people to heed the call of social transformation, and for thus demonstrating how the young can be not just the bearers of the promise of the nation, but its realization. Ladies and gentlemen, 2023 Ramon Magsaysay Awardee from Bangladesh, Corvey Raksand.
Corvey Raksand of Bangladesh will now deliver his response.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening. Salamat Philippines for inviting me to your beautiful country. Today I am truly honored to stand before you and be awarded the Ramon Magsaysay Award for Emerging Leader for our collective effort of Jago Foundation and Volunteer for Bangladesh. Before I talk about my work, I must share a story of how I got to know that I got selected for this award. I was traveling with my colleagues and suddenly I received a message from Susan Afan. Good morning, Corvey. This is Susan from Manila, Philippines. May I call you? My reply was, sure you can. I didn't realize it was a video call, and I received it. When she said she's calling from the Ramon Magsaysay Award Foundation, I was pretty sure that she will ask me about someone's work. She will be doing some background checking. I had no idea that she will end up congratulating me. Once again, thank you for recognizing our work. Children are the future of a nation, and youth is the power. The journey of Jago Foundation started with 17 children, a whiteboard, a piece of carpet, and a room full of hope. I still remember the first day when I asked the children, what do you want to be when you grow up? One boy replied, I want to be a rickshaw puller. Another replied, I want to be a tuk-tuk driver. Their biggest dream was to become a driver of a yellow cab. The same children today, after receiving quality education, they dream of becoming pilot, engineer, doctors. Actually, one of the students who wanted to become a pilot now dreams of making planes. And this is the power of education. When we went to the rural parts of Bangladesh and opened schools there, we realized that it's hard to find quality teachers. But why will distance be a barrier between education and children? We launched our digital school program where teachers from Dhaka can teach students in the most remote parts of Bangladesh using video conferencing platform. Today, those children from the slums are not only studying in universities in Bangladesh, but all around the world. Despite their background, an opportunity like education can change the lives of thousands of children, whether in Bangladesh, the Philippines, or Asia. As I mentioned before, youth is the power. Bangladesh and Philippines both have one thing in common. In both the countries, the population of youth is around 30%. Through Volunteer for Bangladesh, we were able to bring like-minded youth to come together and volunteer for causes they believe in. Every year, more than 50,000 volunteers actively participate in various sustainable development goals to achieve the mission of United Nations to have a better world. Imagine if we have Volunteer for Philippines program where young people can come together, discuss their idea, and take action to make Philippines even better. Imagine if all the islands in Philippines had a digital school where every child can go to school and have a better future. Now imagine the same for every country in Asia. Let's join hands together and promise to stand beside the people of our country, Asia, and humanity. Together, let's make this world a better place for you, me, and the future generation. To celebrate this achievement today, I have my family with me. My parents, my wife, my sister, my in-laws, my friends. I would like to thank the people back home, my Jago family of 600 colleagues, 50,000 volunteers, my students, child sponsors, corporate partners, our well-wishers, without whom I wouldn't be able to achieve this. I wish they were with me, but to represent them, we have a small group of people from Jago. Can I please request you to stand up? Thank you for what you do every day. Being a Bangladeshi, I would like to end my speech in Bangla. বাংলাদেশের জনগণের পক্ষ থেকে রেমন ম্যাগসাইসাই ফাউন্ডেশন এবং ফিলিপিন্সের নাগরিকদেরকে অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ। থ্যাংক ইউ।
The 2023 Ramon Magsaysay Award, Miriam Coronel-Ferrer. In a world torn and threatened by wars, the work of advancing and sustaining peace is both urgent and extremely difficult. The issues are complex and often intractable. But through time, conscientious peacemakers have forged the vital tools of conflict resolution and peace building. Women in their gendered roles of settling disputes, healing, and nurturing have risen to the task in many conflict-ridden communities. However, they have typically been left out of decision-making processes that are crucial in ending wars and transforming the polity. This is changing, albeit slowly.
An exemplar is Miriam Coronel-Ferrer of the Philippines. Her engagement in political issues started in the 1970s, when as a student she joined the resistance against martial rule. After the 1986 People Power Revolution that toppled the Marcos dictatorship, she felt the need to find peaceful resolution to the armed conflicts that continued to divide the country. With other women, Coronel-Ferrer initiated the drafting of the Philippines National Action Plan on Women, Peace and Security. The draft was adopted by the government in 2010 as part of its commitment to UN Security Council Resolution 1325, a landmark document urging member states to ensure the protection of women's rights during armed conflicts and advance the role of women as peace builders at all levels. In 2010, she joined the government panel tasked to negotiate with the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, or MILF, and became its chief negotiator in 2012. She was focused and determined, humble but tenacious, empathetic and open to the position of others. She earned admiration and respect for her analytical command of the issues and skill as a negotiator. In 2014, the Philippine government and MILF signed the Comprehensive Agreement on the Bangsamoro, or CAB, ushering the transition process that created the new Bangsamoro entity with a more empowered autonomous government. The CAB has been described by international observers as a model for the integration of gender-responsive provisions and the inclusive participation of women and civil society organizations. Coronel-Ferrer's peace advocacy has gone beyond the country's borders. She has since been part of international teams looking into conflict situations in East Timor and Cambodia. She supported the peace programs of the Carter Center in its work in Sudan and Syria. In 2018, she became a member of the United Nations standby team of senior mediation advisors. In this capacity, she was deployed to support the diplomacy work of UN missions in places like Afghanistan, Kosovo and Iraq, the Maldives, and the ASEAN region. In 2020, Coronel-Ferrer co-founded Southeast Asian Women Peace Mediators, a pioneering group of women engaged in convening safe spaces for dialogues and mediation initiatives. In addition, she sits in the advisory bodies of such conflict resolution initiatives as the International Crisis Group, the Global Network of Women Peace Builders, and Harvard-based Negotiation Strategies Institute, and the Peace Treaty Initiative. She says, conflicts are best resolved not through the annihilation of one party, but by the mutual transformation of all parties towards a common vision, shared responsibilities, and accountability.
In electing Miriam Coronel-Ferrer to receive the 2023 Ramon Magsaysay Award, the Board of Trustees recognizes her deep belief in the transformative power of nonviolent strategies in peace building, her cool intelligence and courage in surmounting difficulties to convey the truth that it is through inclusion rather than division that peace can be won and sustained, and her unstinting devotion to the agenda of harnessing the power of women in creating a just and peaceful world. Ladies and gentlemen, 2023 Ramon Magsaysay Awardee from the Philippines, Miriam Coronel-Ferrer.
Miriam Coronel-Ferrer of the Philippines will now deliver her response.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it has been 35 days since the outbreak of the most horrendous war yet of the 21st century, running its course before our eyes in Israel and Palestine. Over 20 months of bombardments have passed since Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022. The year before that, the coup in February 2021 in Myanmar. And long before this crisis, in many parts of the world, occupiers lording it over other people, regimes using violence against their own. More than 10,500, 11,000 people have been killed in Gaza, 1,200 in Israel, almost half children. Hundreds of thousands have been forcibly displaced. In the West Bank, the killings are alarmingly spiking up. In Ukraine, the death toll has reached 9,614 civilians, with twice that number injured over the course of 19 months. Since Myanmar plunged in a civil war with many months, an average of 130 civilians every day have reportedly been killed by junta airstrikes, shelling, gunfire, etc. I thank the Ramon Magsaysay Foundation for giving me this platform to raise my voice of concern, to draw attention to the desperate need for us to wake up and to push finding resolutions to these nightmares, to affirm that might is not right. The Ramon Magsaysay Awards and its Transforming Leadership program, with its motto on the greatness of spirit, however, is not a platform of gloom. On the contrary, it is a platform to spread the message of hope. Hope, a beautiful four-letter word pregnant with life's meaning. Hope that we find in the stories of efforts that have paved ways out of large-scale, long-standing political violence. Through stories such as our Bangsamoro peace process, not a perfect process nor agreement, a very slow one, 17 years of talks, and by now, 9.5 years of unfinished implementation. Still, an example that bidding for peace through political negotiations can still produce comprehensive peace agreements, a scarcity nowadays. An example that through collaborative action and committed partnerships, a peace agreement can be sustained, and the governance infrastructure for meaningful autonomy, a reordering of the relationship between the national state and the sub-state created, not only to give life to the principles of the right to self-determination, but also to engender more democratic, responsive, participatory politics within and among the Bangsamoro. Of course, we know that this process will take time. It has to prevail over both conservative and extremist mindsets. It must consequently remove the guns from politics and everyday life. Most important, it has to tame the unruly behavior of the political class and eventually produce transformative leaderships in the next batches of leaders to come. I thank the Ramon Magsaysay Foundation, its Board of Trustees, past and present, partners, and all of those awardees who came before the four of us here, because they are what the foundation is all about. I thank you for this encouragement to promote the stories of courageous women and men who never tired in building peace every day, everywhere, for every person, one step at a time, through peace and human rights education, mediation, humanitarian work, campaigns, and so on, in every imaginable and yet to be imagined ways. A good representation of them are here with us, by the way, my fellow peace advocates. If they can all please stand up and be acknowledged. I offer this recognition to all of them who keep the faith that it does happen, that history will be written by the victors, where the victors are those from all sides who did not forsake our humanity but defended it. Most important, I offer this to the many women in their communities, often ignored, often sidelined, but now empowered to believe in their own strength and capabilities in no small way by being part of an ever-growing movement, a sisterhood of peace builders, mediators, negotiators, conflict preventers, and transformers. I said it before, and I will say it again. Sisterhood rocks. It rocks for peace and justice. Maraming salamat po.
The 2023 Ramon Magsaysay Award, Eugeno Lemos. Food sufficiency, environment conservation, local autonomy, social equity. These are vital concerns today. These challenges are addressed by governments, development agencies, and multilateral organizations. But we have also seen that the most meaningful, impactful actions often come from the local people themselves.
An inspiring example is that of 51-year-old Eugeno Lemos of Timor-Leste. Lemos lived through turbulent years of the Indonesian invasion and civil war that marked the country's emergence as a fully independent nation in 2002. Such difficult beginnings devastated the economy, leaving 40% of the country's population living below the poverty line. For Lemos, born to a family of farmers, it was a tragic time. He lost his father and siblings during the war and had to help his mother in farm work at an early age. He studied agriculture in a local university and took up such activities as promoting organic farming. In 1999, an Australian who was in Timor-Leste to train farmers in sustainable agriculture introduced Lemos to permaculture, a holistic approach to creating and managing sustainable agrosystems. Permaculture is about the cultivation of an ethos of responsible relations to nature and people, expressed in the phrase, earth care, people care, and fair share. Lemos saw that many elements of this system are present in traditional Timorese culture, and he resolved to devote himself to promoting this among his people. In 2001, Lemos established Permacultura Timor-Lorosa, or PERMATIP. It has three main programs. A youth training program organizes 3-day camps for young people that involve learning and fun activities and natural resource management, farming, aquaculture, and agroforestry. Another is a school garden program in primary schools, in which students tend vegetable gardens and learn composting, natural pest control, seed selection, and other skills. Permatil also introduced a water and natural resource management program. It promotes rainwater harvesting by building ponds and terraces that store water, recharge aquifers, and regenerate springs. Since 2008, the youth camp has trained more than 5,000 youth across the country. The school garden program has been established in more than 250 schools and has been integrated into the national public school curriculum. Permatil's water and natural resource management program has been introduced in all 13 administrative districts of Timor-Leste. More than 1,000 water collection ponds have been built and 300 springs revived, benefiting over 400,000 residents. More than skills and technique, Lemos promotes a whole way of looking at nature and people. What defines him is that he is proud and respectful of his culture and draws from traditional knowledge what is essential to living. He insists, for instance, that what is needed is not simply food security or access to food, which is often commercial and imported, but food sovereignty, the country's capacity to produce its own food, placing the premium on what is local, natural, and nutritious. Still, Lemos is mindful that what he is doing has lessons beyond Timor-Leste. He said, quote, "As world citizens, everything we do has an impact on others. We have one atmosphere, one water, one air." Close quote.
In electing Eugenio Lemos to receive the 2023 Ramon Magsaysay Award, the Board of Trustees recognizes his determination to uplift the lives of local communities, his vision and passion in integrating local and indigenous cultures in the care of the environment and the well-being of people, and for being truly a man of and for his people, and thus for the world as well. Ladies and gentlemen, 2023 Ramon Magsaysay Awardee from Timor-Leste, Eugenio Lemos.
Eugenio Lemos of Timor-Leste will now deliver his response.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Lokrai Diak. On behalf of people of Timor-Leste and my organization and my family, first of all, would like to extend our sincere gratitude to the Board of Trustees of the Ramon Magsaysay Award Foundation for electing me to receive Asian Premier Prize and highest honor, the Ramon Magsaysay Award. As we all know, man's impact on our Mother Earth is at a critical crossroad, with many factors severely damaging our natural resources, our agricultural and terrestrial lands, our marine and aquatic resources. Because of this, the food sovereignty of every country is currently under threat. For many generations, humans have plundered Mother Earth's resources in the name of capitalism. In doing so, we have robbed future generations, our own children and children's children, of water security, of food sovereignty, and a life free of climate change. The future that they face, a life filled with uncertainty, danger, threat of displacement, and extreme weather event, is something I feel extremely concerned about. It is something that we all should be concerned about. With today's geopolitical current war between Ukraine and Russia, Israel and Palestine, worsening the global food production and availability, many millions of people will go hungry and suffer from lack of access to quality,
nutritious food, and clean drinking water. But through environmental advocacy, skill training, and awareness raising of ecosystem literacy, permaculture, and traditional knowledge, we can build new generation of citizens who have the understanding, capacity, and confidence to effectively tackle climate change and its effect. Young people of the world are key achieving sustainable development and restoring the long-term viability of our environment across the globe. It is essential that all young people receive equal access to equality, education, and training, to social justice and quality health services, to protection from violence and abuse, to opportunity for employment and meaningful participation in society. So I ask all of us to make a commitment to join force and to act together in stopping the cause of climate change and ecosystem destruction. The time to mobilize everyone, especially the youth of the world, to raise above the environmental challenge ahead is now. Permatil and Permatil Global are committed to engage all youth in practice of permaculture through the Perma Youth in Action movement. This will grow new environmental leaders and equip youth to share the knowledge and skill with their communities. Knowledge and skill to rehabilitate environment become water, seeds, land, and food resilient, and implement climate mitigation and adaptation strategies. The impact we create together will not only restore local environment and offer sustainable livelihood, but will multiply and spread far and wide, increasing the well-being of our communities, entire country, and our planet now and in the future. So I'd like to invite all of us to sing with me. It's called Let's Fix the Earth. Come on, let's fix the earth. Come on, let's fix the earth. Can you try? Come on, let's fix the earth. 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 So to celebrate today, I cannot bring all of my friends from the office, but I have my beloved wife. Can you stand, please? And I also have my special friend, Michael Honing from Australia. Michael. Thank you. So the chance beginning with all of us, the time to do so is now. Permaculture, everyone, everywhere. Obrigado, Barak.
The 2023 Ramon Magsaysay Award, Ravi Kanan R. Healthcare is broadly social and deeply personal. This is so in the case of cancer, which can be emotionally and financially devastating for patients and their families, especially the poor. The problem is compounded in places like the northeastern region in India, a remote border region where access to medical care is difficult and costly.
In this region where cancer incidence is high, the situation was relieved after Kachar Cancer Hospital and Research Center, or CCHRC, was established, the initiative of a non-profit society of local citizens. The hospital expanded after Indian surgical oncologist Ravi Kanan became hospital director in 2007, the first formally trained oncologist to fill the position. It surprised many that Dr. Kanan, who previously headed the surgical oncology department of a major cancer institute in Chennai, would exchange a position in a big city for a small hospital in a remote part of the country. Kanan had a simple answer. It was where he was most needed. Under Ravi Kanan, CCHRC became a full-fledged, comprehensive cancer hospital and research center. From a hospital with limited facilities when he came on board, it now has 28 departments covering a wide range of specializations and services. From a staff of only 23, the hospital now employs 451. Kanan, however, saw that it was not just a matter of having state-of-the-art facilities. Patient compliance rate to treatment was a low 28%. Patients came but did not continue their treatment due to such reasons as the difficulties of traveling long distances, the cost, and resignation to the belief that the patient would never be cured. Clearly, the underlying reason was poverty. Thus, the hospital introduced such pro-poor initiatives as free treatment, food and lodging, ad hoc employment for family caregivers, and a home care program. Hospital team members travel long distances to train family members in pain management and palliative care, as well as provide free medicines. As a result, patient compliance rates rose to 70%. CCHRC now provides free or subsidized cancer care treatments to an average of 5,000 new patients annually and caters to 20,000 poor patients for treatments and follow-ups. The hospital states its vision thus, quote, "We aim to become a state-of-the-art cancer center that will ensure that no individual develops a cancer that can be prevented, that no patient is denied appropriate cancer treatment for want of resources, that no patient dies in agony and indignity, and that no family suffers treatment-induced poverty and grief." Unquote. It is a clear, bold statement that the hospital translates into actual practice. Now 59 years old, Dr. Kanan has served the hospital for 17 years. He is particularly proud of the people around him who share his vision for the hospital, many of them young professionals inspired by his example. Self-sacrificing and quietly heroic, Kanan lives with his family in this remote region and works without expectation of public recognition. Reiterating his mission, he says, to be able to deliver inclusive health care and inclusive cancer care, you must have care available. You must have care that is equitable, accessible, and affordable.
In electing Ravi Kanan R to receive the 2023 Ramon Magsaysay Award, the Board of Trustees recognizes his devotion to his profession's highest ideals of public service, his skill, commitment, and compassion in pushing the boundaries of people-centered, pro-poor healthcare and cancer care, and for having built, without expectation of reward, a beacon of hope for millions in Northeast India, thus setting a shining example for all. Ladies and gentlemen, 2023 Ramon Magsaysay Awardee from India, Ravi Kanan R.
Ravi Kanan R of India will now deliver his response.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar. I bring greetings and warm wishes from India. This recognition rightfully belongs to many, many people. This belongs to the Kachar Cancer Hospital Society, who dared to dream of a facility like this 30 years ago. This belongs to all of my 450 plus colleagues in the hospital who have passionately believed in our cause and have tirelessly labored in seeing our shared dream of inclusive cancer care become a reality for the patients, for the people we serve. This belongs to our local communities, including to our government officials and representatives who have reposed their trust in the process of creating Kachar Cancer Hospital and Research Center in our little pocket of land in the state of Assam. This belongs to countless individuals and organizations across our great country of India and all across the world who have shown their steadfast commitment and support in the humble work that we do. Most importantly, this belongs to people we have treated, the individuals and their families who have entrusted their lives in our hands without any reservations. What we do in Silchar is not unique. There are several others who are engaged in similar work in healthcare and other fields who strive to improve the lot of our fellow men and women on this planet. I believe that the Ramon Magsaysay Award recognizes all our collaborative spirits and efforts. I accept this award on behalf of all of them. As Bhupen Hazarika, an Assamese bard, sang, "We're in the same boat, brother. We're in the same boat, brother. If you tip one and you're gonna rock the other, it's the same boat, brother." All lives on this earth are so intimately linked to one another that we cannot afford to be exclusive. An ancient Sanskrit verse goes thus: "Ayam nijah paroveti ganana lagu chetasam udara charitanam tu vasudhaiva kutumbakam." For the wise, the entire earth is one family. The road to human happiness and fulfillment truly lies in holding every life on this planet sacred and worthy of our love in an all-inclusive spirit. People have given us their time, talents, and treasures, not merely to help the sick regain their health, but to give much-needed hope to the hopeless. Together, all of us can change the way we take care of sickness and suffering, promote universal health, and control cancer and other diseases. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhaga Bhavet. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May everyone be happy, be free from all disease, see goodness and auspiciousness in all things. May none be distressed. May everyone be at peace. Let us each continue to make efforts, both big and small, to harness all the goodness around us to better the conditions of everyone in need, with faith that together we can all make a difference. With gratitude, I would like to acknowledge my colleagues. Two of them are here, Dr. Ritesh and Mrs. Darshana. my family members, my mother, because of who I became a doctor. My sister, my niece Kirtana, my daughter Andolika, and Sita, my wife, my comrade in arms for life. Thank you to the Ramon Magsaysay Award Foundation for this great encouragement that indeed together we can all make a difference. Dhanyavad.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with honor that I introduce our keynote speaker this evening. He is the founder of Jungto Society, an organization dedicated to applying the Buddha's teachings on daily mindful practice, environmentalism, and world peace. In 2002, he was elected to receive the Ramon Magsaysay Award for his, quote, compassionate attention to the human cost of Korea's bitter division and his hopeful appeal for reconciliation, end quote. Ladies and gentlemen, the Venerable Pomyun Sunim.
안녕하세요. 저는 2002년도 라몬 magsaysay상 평화와 국제 이해 부분을 수상한 한국에서 온 범윤이라고 합니다.
Good evening. My name is Pomyun from Korea, and I am the recipient of 2002 Ramon Magsaysay Award for Peace and International Understanding.
저는 오늘 저에게 아시아 최고의 권위를 자랑하는 라몬 magsaysay상 65회 시상식에서 기조 발언의 기회를 주신 magsaysay 재단 이사장, 이사님들과 재단 관계자분들에게 깊이 감사드립니다.
I want to thank the Ramon Magsaysay Award Foundation, including the trustees and the members of the Magsaysay family, for inviting me to give the keynote speech at this prestigious 65th anniversary of the Ramon Magsaysay Awards, Asia's highest honor.
그리고 이 자리에 참석해서 오늘의 시상을 더욱 빛내주신 루이스 아라네타 마르코스 필리핀 대통령 영부인과 각국 대사님들, 지난 수상자님들, 그리고 내기빈 여러분께도 깊은 감사를 드립니다.
I would also like to recognize the First Lady of the Republic of the Philippines, Luis Araneta Marcos, honorable ambassadors from various nations, former recipients of this award, and other distinguished guests and friends.
특별히 오늘의 수상자인 네 분께서는 그 희생정신과 봉사의 노력에 깊은 존경과 축하의 마음을 전합니다.
Most of all, I want to convey my deep respect and congratulations to this year's 4 award recipients.
magsaysay 재단은 1958년 이후 65년간 아시아 지역에서 평화와 인권, 주민의 복지와 민주주의 발전을 위해 헌신해 오신 수많은 영웅들을 발굴하고 격려해 왔습니다.
For 65 years since 1958, the foundation has endeavored to identify and encourage countless heroes who have sacrificed for peace, human rights, democracy, and the welfare of everyday people across Asia.
그들은 우리 아시아인들에게 국가를 넘어서서 희망이 되고 용기가 되었습니다.
To us Asians, they have become symbols of hope and courage that have transcended national boundaries.
오늘 이 자리에 오신 귀빈 여러분, 그리고 온라인으로 시청하는 세계 시민 여러분,
Esteemed guests and fellow citizens of the world who are watching us right now online,
저는 지난 30여 년간 인도의 불가촉 전민, 아프가니스탄의 난민, 필리핀의 민다나오의 원주민과 무슬림, 미얀마 로힝야 난민들과 북한 난민들을 지원해 왔습니다.
For the past 30 years, I have supported and worked side by side with the untouchables in India, refugees in Afghanistan, indigenous and Muslim people of Mindanao, the Philippines, Rohingya refugees from Myanmar, and the refugees of North Korea.
이런 활동 속에서 아시아의 절대 빈곤 뒤에는 항상 갈등과 분쟁이 존재함을 직접 경험했습니다.
And beyond the absolute desolation and poverty afflicting these peoples of Asia, I have realized that there have always been tensions and conflicts.
이 갈등과 분쟁을 해결하지 않고서는 인도주의의 지원도 인권의 보장도 아이들의 꿈을 지켜주는 교육도 제대로 실현되기 어렵다는 것을 알게 되었습니다.
And without resolving these conflicts, we cannot sustain humanitarian aid, guarantee human rights, or ensure children's education that form the foundation of their future dreams.
지금 세계는 갈등과 분쟁으로 전쟁의 광기가 거세게 몰아치고 있습니다.
We are facing an ever-increasing and chilling wind of war today.
세계 곳곳에서 힘에 의한 문제 해결 방식으로 폭력이 만연되고 있습니다.
Violence and intimidation based on might is right is everywhere.
인종, 민족, 영토, 종교를 둘러싼 분쟁들은 세계 곳곳에서 주민들의 삶의 터전을 분열시키고 파괴하고 있습니다.
Conflicts based on race, ethnicity, territory, and religion are laying waste to the homes and communities of peoples around the world.
러시아의 우크라이나 침공, 하마스의 이스라엘 공격, 이스라엘의 가자 지구 무차별 공습과 전면 봉쇄 등은 그곳에 사는 주민들의 삶의 터전을 파괴하고 수많은 사람들을 죽음으로 내몰고 있습니다.
As we speak, we are witnessing people being killed and communities devastated as a result of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Hamas's assault on Israel, and Israel's indiscriminate attack and total quarantine of Gaza.
우리는 20세기 초 1차, 2차 세계대전을 겪으며 수천만 명의 인민과 재산을 잃고 나서야 우리가 얼마나 비인간적인 행동을 했는지를 뒤늦게 깨닫고 평화, 안전, 인권, 인도주의에 대한 국제적 합의를 이끌어내었습니다.
Through the two world wars in the first half of the 20th century, we experienced incomparable losses of tens of millions of people and complete destruction of our societies, leading us to the realization of our own inhumanity towards one another and resulting in an international agreement on peace, security, human rights, and humanitarianism.
그런데 한 세기도 지나기 전에 우리는 과거의 어리석음을 잊고 또 과거와 같은 비인간적인 행동들을 시작하고 있습니다.
Unfortunately, in less than a century, we are back here again, indulging in our inhumanity, having forgotten our painful lessons.
세계는 지금 다시 편을 가르고 적대적 군사 충돌을 합리화하고 있습니다.
The world is once again dividing itself into us versus them and justifying military conflicts.
나만 옳고 상대는 그러다며 악마화를 붙여주고 있습니다.
We demonize others by claiming we are right and you are wrong.
특히 피해를 입었다는 이유로 수십 배로 복수하는 대량 인명살상을 정당화하고 있습니다.
We justify disproportional vengeance by claiming victimhood.
세계 평화를 유지하기 위해 만들어진 유엔 헌장은 훼손되고 다수 회원국들의 찬성을 얻은 유엔 결의가 세계 평화를 지키기 위해 만들어진 유엔 안전보장이사회 상임 이사국의 거부권으로 무산되고 있습니다.
We have desecrated the UN Charter for Peace, and the Security Council, established to guarantee peace throughout the world, is instead being used to deny the resolution approved by the majority of member states.
우리가 함께 살아가야 할 이 지구를 파괴하고 죄 없는 어린 아이와 민간인들을 살육하는 전쟁은 즉시 멈춰야 합니다.
We have to stop immediately the killing of the innocent and the destruction of our communities and this earth.
분쟁을 해결할 유일한 방법은 평화입니다.
The only and most urgent solution is peace.
평화는 전쟁이나 폭력이 없는 상태일 뿐만 아니라 갈등과 차별이 없는 상태여야 합니다.
Peace is not just a mere absence of war or violence, but a state of being without conflict and discrimination.
그렇다면 평화는 어떻게 이루어져야 할까요?
And how do we achieve such peace?
첫째, 즉시 전쟁을 멈춰야 합니다.
First and foremost, immediately stop the war.
전쟁은 폭력일 뿐입니다.
War is violence.
아동과 민간인에 대한 학살은 그 어떤 이유로도 정당화될 수 없는 범죄입니다.
Nothing can justify the killing of civilians and children.
이 세상에 착한 전쟁, 정의로운 전쟁은 없습니다.
There is no just war in this world.
전쟁은 오직 비극이고 범죄입니다.
War can only be tragic and criminal.
즉각적인 휴전과 함께 민간인 살상을 중단하고 인도주의 지원을 전면 허용해야 합니다.
Declare an immediate armistice to stop the killing of the civilians and allow humanitarian support to flow fully.
둘째, 평화적 대화를 시작해야 합니다.
Then second, begin the dialogue for peace.
평화적 대화는 상호 존중과 이해로부터 시작합니다.
Such dialogue begins from mutual respect and understanding.
평화는 압도적인 무력만으로는 얻어질 수 없습니다.
Peace cannot be gotten through strength alone.
일방적으로 상대를 압박하는 방식은 결국 모두를 파면시킬 뿐입니다.
One-sided arbitrary demands only bring about the destruction of all.
상대의 믿음과 사상과 가치관은 나와 다를 수 있습니다.
Acknowledge that we have deep differences in ideology and values.
서로 다름을 인정함으로 해서 적개심을 완화하고 서로를 이해하는 대화를 시작하는 것이 평화의 출발입니다.
And dialogue for peace can only begin on this foundation of such difficult mutual recognition.
셋째, 평화를 지키기 위해서는 세계 시민들이 나서야 합니다.
Third, citizens of the world must rise up for peace.
평화는 세계 시민의 용기 있는 행동으로 지킬 수 있습니다.
Peace can only be achieved by the courageous actions of everyday people.
얼마 전 저는 미국을 방문하여 백악관과 의회 등 여러 미국 정부 관계자들을 만났습니다.
I recently visited the United States and met with various officials from the White House to the Congress and the government.
그들을 만나 점점 높아지는 한반도의 긴장을 완화하고 굶주리는 2,500만 북한 주민에 대한 식량과 의약품 지원을 호소하였습니다.
I informed them of the rising tension on the Korean Peninsula and pleaded for food and medicinal support for the 25 million people suffering in North Korea.
그들 중 많은 이들이 한반도의 평화에 부정적인 견해를 보였습니다.
Most of the officials I met were pessimistic about the potential for peace on the Korean Peninsula.
하지만 그 어떤 부정적 피드백도 저희 활동을 멈추게 할 수는 없습니다.
But no amount of pessimism will stop me.
저는 그곳에 살고 있고 또한 그곳에는 남북한 주민 7,500만 명이 살고 있습니다.
I live on that peninsula along with 75 million South and North Koreans.
전쟁은 절대 일어나서는 안 됩니다.
War cannot be allowed to occur again on this land.
어떤 사람은 우리가 힘을 모아도 전쟁의 위기를 막지 못한다고 합니다.
There are those who warn us that war cannot be stopped even if we come together.
또 너무 늦었다고 말하는 사람들도 있습니다.
There are those who say we're too late.
그러나 우리는 포기할 수 없습니다.
But we cannot give up.
밤이 깊으면 새벽이 더 가까이 오듯이 긴장이 고조되는 이 상황을 잘 극복하면 우리는 평화를 이룰 수 있습니다.
Just as dawn always breaks after a long night, we can witness peace if we persevere.
그 어떤 노력과 희생이 따르더라도 평화가 최선의 선택입니다.
Whatever sacrifice and efforts are demanded, peace is worth it because it is always the best choice.
평화는 우리가 실천해야 옵니다.
Peace will come only if we act.
평화는 우리가 만들어야 누릴 수 있습니다.
We have to be the prime mover for peace.
유엔마저 제 역할을 기대하기 어려운 지금 세계의 평화를 지켜낼 수 있는 유일한 힘은 바로 당신 오직 세계 시민들에게 있습니다.
In today's world where even the institutions like the UN have lost its power to act, we, the citizens of the world, hold the only remaining reservoir of strength to strive for peace.
지구촌 곳곳에서 우리는 평화의 목소리를 모아야 합니다.
We have to combine our voices from all corners of the world.
이념이나 종교, 국가를 넘어 전쟁을 반대하고 평화를 촉구하는 세계 시민의 용기 있고 헌신적인 행동만이 이 끔찍한 전쟁의 광기를 멈추고 평화를 이룰 수가 있습니다.
Every day, courageous voices that go beyond the boundaries of nation states, religions, and ideologies to oppose war and call for peace are the only power that can stop the winds of war and achieve peace.
바로 지금 우리 다 함께 평화를 위한 용기 있는 행동을 시작합시다.
And here and now, let us all take that audacious step for peace.
끝으로 오늘의 주인공인 네 분의 수상자를 다시 언급하지 않을 수가 없습니다.
And finally, I have to mention once again the four recipients of this year's Ramon Magsaysay Award.
막사이사이 전 대통령은 이렇게 말했습니다.
Former President Ramon Magsaysay once said,
총만으로는 답이 될 수가 없습니다.
guns alone are not the answer.
젊은이들에게는 더 좋은 집과 옷 그리고 음식에 대한 희망을 제공해 주어야 합니다.
We must provide hope for young people for better housing, clothing, and food.
그러면 극단주의자들은 그 힘을 잃을 것입니다.
And if we do, the radicals will wither away.
그렇습니다. 오늘 수상하신 네 분은 바로 막사이사이 전 대통령이 말한 젊은이들에게, 가난한 이들에게 음식과 건강, 교육과 평화에 대한 희망을 주신 이 시대의 진정한 영웅들입니다.
And indeed, the four recipients are the true heroes of today who have provided the hope for better food, health, education, and peace to the young people that the former president mentioned.
앞으로도 계속 47억 명의 아시아인과 더 나아가 전 세계 인류의 미래를 위해 더 큰 역할을 해주기를 기대합니다.
And may their contributions continue to shine brighter for the future of 4.7 billion people living in Asia.
저에게 소중한 발언 기회를 주신 라몬 막사이사이 재단에 다시 한번 깊은 경의와 감사를 드립니다.
Again, my deepest respect and gratitude to Ramon Magsaysay Award Foundation for giving me this honored opportunity to speak today.
생명 가진 모든 존재들에게 평화와 행복이 함께하기를 기원합니다.
May all living beings be happy and peaceful.
감사합니다.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to our guest of honor, 2002 Ramon Magsaysay Awardee from Korea, the Venerable Pomyun Sunim. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the 2023 Ramon Magsaysay Awardees, Corvey Raksand of Bangladesh, Miriam Coronel-Ferrer of the Philippines, Eugeneo Lemos of Timor-Leste, and Ravi Kanan R of India. We request Chairman Montinola and Senator June Magsaysay to join the 2023 Ramon Magsaysay awardees. Thank you. You may now take your seats.
In tribute to our 2023 Ramon Magsaysay awardees, and to give voice to the most fervent wish of everyone living in these turbulent times, here is the oldest existing boys' choir in the Philippines, the current members of the 463-year-old Tiples de Santo Domingo.
Let
In the face of a global crisis, the Ramon Magsaysay Award never faltered in recognizing greatness and spirit in Asia. Due to the restrictions posed by the pandemic, the 2021 laureates were honored through remote presentation ceremonies that year. For the first time as a collective, the 5 2021 Ramon Magsaysay awardees are here tonight with us in Manila, the Philippines. From Bangladesh, Firdousi Kadri. From Pakistan, Muhammad Amjad Saqib. From the Philippines, Roberto Balyon. And for his work in Southeast Asia, Stephen Mansi. Joining 2021 awardees are Ramon Magsaysay Award Foundation Chair, Aurelio Montinola III, and Senator Ramon B. Magsaysay, Jr.
We also are honoring from Indonesia, Watchdog Media Mandiri.
I'm sorry about that. That completes the lineup of our 2021 Ramon Magsaysay Award laureates. And so, joining the 2021 awardees, again, I would call on Ramon Magsaysay Award Foundation Chair Aurelio Montinola III, and of course, Senator Ramon B. Magsaysay, Jr.
Thank you. You may now take your seats.
Ever since the first Ramon Magsaysay Award was given in 1958, it has truly become an inspiring testament in transformative leadership, selfless service, and greatness of spirit in Asia. Capturing the inspiring individual stories of our 348 Ramon Magsaysay awardees is no easy feat, which is why we now take this opportunity to thank our tireless biography and citation writers, past, present, and future. Dr. James Rush, Professor Emeritus of History, Arizona State University. Dr. Reciel Mojares, Philippine National Artist for Literature. And Dr. Jose Butch Dalisay Jr., a Cultural Center of the Philippines Centennial List honoree.
Thank you to these esteemed men of letters. In our first 65 years, the Foundation has continuously extended its mission beyond recognizing the exemplary servant leaders in the region. Today, it works towards supporting the work of the Magsaysay awardees by connecting them to each other, to other thought leaders, and to the next generation of leaders working in Asia. It is by supporting the advocacies and life's work of our Ramon Magsaysay awardees that we honor them and ensure that we do more of what is good and what is right, to live by the ideals of the Filipino leader whose name is associated with Asia's premier prize and highest honor. This constant drive and support would not have been possible without the generosity and guidance of the Rockefeller Brothers Fund, who helped establish the Ramon Magsaysay Award 6.5 decades ago. Tonight, it is our honor and privilege to mark this milestone in the presence of the chairperson of the Rockefeller Philanthropy Advisors, the great-granddaughter of John D. Rockefeller III, Wendy O'Neill. Wendy. Also gracing this occasion with a special congratulatory message to our illustrious network of Magsaysay awardees is a trustee of the Rockefeller Brothers Fund, Mr. David Rockefeller. Following David Rockefeller's video message, we behold the exemplars who have helped shape the Asian region and define the very meaning of greatness of spirit, the Ramon Magsaysay awardees of 1958 to 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Mr. David Rockefeller.
Good evening. This is David Rockefeller Jr., and I am sorry not to be with you in person, but happy to celebrate the Ramon Magsaysay Foundation and the awards that are being announced this very day. 65 years ago, the Rockefeller Brothers Fund, led on by my uncles and my father, started the foundation with an endowment, and they would be so proud to see what you have done and to see how the awards have become the most important not only in the Philippines but in Asia. And I think today it's even more important than it was 65 years ago, what you are doing, because of the rise of authoritarians in government and the crushing of the individual voices and the loss of transparency in leadership, which is so much needed. So congratulations. You are awarding heroes for democracy and transparency and support of the lesser voices in society. I wish you all the best luck, and I'm sorry that my wife Susan and I are not able to be with you in person, but we're cheering you on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 65 years of Ramon Magsaysay awardees.
From the Philippines, Ernesto Domingo, Conchita Carpio Morales, Roberto Balion, Radio Veritas, Ligaya Milbanza, Cecile Guidote Alvarez, Antonio Meloto, Gawad Kalinga, College of Agriculture, University of the Philippines, Los Baños, Sister Eva Fidela Maamo, Bernadette Padrid, International Rice Research Institute, Benjamina Badiano, Howard D., Alternative Indigenous Development Foundation, Incorporated, Stephen Muncy, Antonio Oposa, Jr., Center for Agriculture and Rural Development Mutually Reinforcing Institutions, Lilia de Lima, Randy Halasan, the Philippine Educational Theater Association, Christopher Bernido and Sheila Coronel. From India, Francis Kulandai, Bezwada Wilson, Harish Hande, Dara Kurodi, represented by his granddaughter, Khurshid Kurodi. From Pakistan, the Citizens Foundation, Muhammad Amjad Sakib. From Laos, Komali Shantavong. From Cambodia, Sotira Shim. From Korea, the Venerable Pomyun Sumim. From Indonesia, Watchdog Media Mandiri. From Bangladesh, Firdousi Kadri. And from Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, represented by his secretary, Chetem Samduk Chokyapa.
And now, joining our past awardees are the 2023 Ramon Magsaysay awardees, Corvey Raksand of Bangladesh, Miriam Coronel-Ferrer of the Philippines, Eugenio Lemos of Timor-Leste, and Ravi Kanan R of India. Once again, 65 years of the Ramon Magsaysay awardees. Thank you. You may now return to your seats. The 65th Ramon Magsaysay Awards presentation ceremonies are now concluded. Thank you for your presence. May we request you to rise for the exit of colors. May we request everyone to please remain standing until after the recessional. All are invited to greet the 2023 awardees at the ballroom at the Manila Metropolitan Theater.